Some California Democrats, they've passed a new bill which could help Governor Gavin Newsom in his recall battle by moving up the actual voting date. Our next guest is a Los Angeles restaurant owner and vocal critic of the governor since the beginning of the state's severe lockdown rules. Chef Andrew Gruel from Slapfish restaurant joins us right now from California. Chef, good morning to you.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. And hopefully one of these days, one of these mornings, we're going to be talking things like pancakes as opposed to the Newsom monarchy.
Wouldn't that be great? Absolutely. Like the good old days. Well, let's talk a little bit about the recall. How are the Democrats trying to help their governor?
Well, first of all, I got to say, when I was just scrolling through, I think it was Twitter, when I saw this headline, and I honestly believed that this was satire. I thought it was like the Babylon Bee. You know, Newsom's trying to use his power in order to change this. But they're moving the election up, or the recall up. And look, even trying to put the kind of partisan politics and speculation aside, I think anybody in their right mind who would see this would recognize that, whoa, something's not right here if you've got pretty much absolute power and you're using that in order to manipulate or, relitigate the rules under which your own recall is being run. I mean, that is just not right. The optics alone are dirty.
Sure, because it makes it look like, okay, let's just get this over with real quick. Let's see, because right now, believe it or not, even though he's enacted such restrictive rules during the pandemic, his popularity is actually inching up a little bit. I know they've got plenty of signatures collected for the recall, over north of 1.7 million, which is all it's about. But some say the longer the wait, it could actually allow for new problems to pop up, and that would actually help your side.
Yeah, 100%. And I think the reason, and this is just in my opinion, that he's moving this up is that things are okay right now, right? Businesses are opening. People have a little bit of money in their pocket. And obviously, by virtue of a lot of the money being printed from the federal government. Yeah. And if he moves us up, I speculate that he's actually thinking that they might shut us down again. Yeah. So they got to get this taken care of while the summer numbers are low. And who knows what's going to happen moving forward. Sure. So that's where things get scary from my perspective.
Well, and Andrew, it was just earlier this week that apparently they're saying in LA County, they're suggesting that people mask up again in restaurants. If they're asking people to do that because of this Indian Delta variant, they might say we're going to have to close down the restaurants again. And that's what your biggest worry is.
Exactly. And that's what I keep talking about. I say, look, with the labor conversation has been huge across every single media outlet. And part of it, the reason people don't want to come back to work is also because open, close, they're so anxious about a potential shutdown again. And then they hear about mask mandates. They might be vaccinated and they don't understand why. And now Newsom's moving the recall into this sweet spot. Things are a little fishy, to use my own pun.
There you go. All right. He's at Slapfish restaurant. He's a chef. Andrew, thank you very much for getting up so early. It's 3:30 in the morning out there, and he's on TV. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it.